Hi, friends. Welcome to another session. And this is I think, if I am right, this is almost an year. We started on 13th or 14th of last year, 13th, I guess. We got it as in the Bogi Sankranti time we started. So it is almost a year that we started sessions and going on. So we have been, the Percival has given us a lot of wisdom on a physical destiny and how we can just actually can know the purpose of life, how the physical destiny will influence and how psychic destiny and now the mental destiny we are going through. So before we connect to the wisdom that Percival is going to share with us, let us connect to his consciousness and meditate for 5 minutes. Please sit in a meditative posture. Clasp your hands, cross your legs, and close your eyes. Please observe your soft, normal, tranquil breath. How we are taking vital energy into our body. We are not only taking the breath, we are actually taking so many thoughts circulating through breath form into our organs of the body. By thinking, we are making our destiny. By releasing a thought and releasing the thought again and again, we are manifesting what we want. So be careful of what you release. If your thought is not right, appropriate, then the thought needs to be balanced. So that might be giving a pleasant or a pain feeling within you if the thought is not right. So always be careful about your thoughts, not just deeds. Every thought you release is following you. Always practice to keep a positive thought only, all the time in your mind. Please close your hands and your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Today, there won't be any recap because we already recapped section 3, section 2, and we have recapped each and every concept, and we have seen what are the different minds, what are the different faculties, all the things. So today, let's go back to the section 3 of the thing. So I'll just share you the agenda. Are you able to see screen?
Yes.
Okay. So we are going to see the mental destiny, section 3 today. So here, this is an agenda of today's class, like what we are going to learn, right? So what is the real thinking? Here, it's a real, are we actually doing a real thinking? And what is an active thinking? Passive thinking. Okay. What are the 3 minds of the doer? I think we already covered this thing, but we will just recap and with the context and do that. Then 7 minds of triune self, and what are the, how a thought will be exteriorized. So these are the topics that we are going to cover for today's session. There are 2 kinds of thinking. One is a real thinking, an excellent, whatever the thinking that we are supposed to do, it is the real thinking. And second one is human thinking, which can be either active thinking or a passive thinking. These are the 2 kinds of the thinking. So forget first for time being, because we are all humans and we are got used to think of human thinking. Let us see first what is the human thinking. What do you mean by, what do you think the human thinking? Human thinking is concerned with the things, with the objects, with elements, with emotions, with sexual feelings. Sometimes it could be the intellectual subjects. These are all, your thinking is directly or indirectly connected with all these things, originated from the physical things. It is originated from the physical things only. So suppose you came for the class, right? You came for the class and open. So before even you think of like the thinking and destiny, what will be the thing, just tell me, as soon as you saw, you logged into the screen, you'll see whether you agree or not. You see my dress, you see my, how I just came to this class or session or anything, whether I wore a sari or a dress. These things will go directly into your mind. The reason is it is not, it may not be active thinking. It may be a passive thinking, but it is human thinking, because your mind is going after your senses. So whatever your eyes is seeing, you started thinking about it. You need not think about all those things, right? Because we came for a class, not only you, even me, whenever I go. So that is the one which will appear first. So you'll get to think about it, because your senses are perceiving that. Your senses are perceiving what you are seeing through your eyes, what you are hearing through your ears, what you are feeling through your, or what you are smelling through your nose. So these are the things which you will perceive it as soon as, because senses is actually taking a lot of thinking. Because this human thinking is always attached with the results. You will not see, suppose if I show something, this is what it is. So you may say pen, you'll go so many, it is in the white color, gray color or something, or how it is used, how nowadays who is using pens, so many thoughts we are actually going. You will not see the object as an object. You will not, so you will go into the result actually. Whenever you see something, you'll go into the result of it. Result and how it will be. Suppose, let us take, so as soon as when you see somebody wearing some sari or a dress, you see that, like it, I don't like it, it is good or not, why it is going, It is just a dress. It is just a sari that they are worn because they like it, they got it. But you are actually going to the result. What you feel is, you are actually thinking, we are thinking how it will be on us. You are thinking that. If that color is how it will be on us, because we don't like it, we are assuming that it is not good for them too. So these are all the thinking, which is the human thinking, which is perceiving the things around us through our senses. That this thinking is done by the human beings. It differs. Sometimes it differs by the amount of interest that you come, the quality of the time you wanted to use it, or the aim of it. So some people are coming only to listen this. Okay, I don't mind. I don't even see my Zoom. I'll just put my thing. I don't even see what is going on. I'll just listen to the class and I'll try to understand the things. So they were focused on their aim. So they don't want to perceive the things which they do not need it. So it may differ from a person to person with the quality of the thing or with the aim, whatever that they are having, all the things, right? It is self-motivated. They are self-moved. Are you moving by self-moved or moving by nature? If you are actually seeing the color, dress, or all that means you are moving by nature. Okay, whatever it is seeing, you are just moving by the nature. So your subject of thinking is by nature, or you are actually controlling the nature. That is what it is. So it is always the thing, right? The thinking here, I can say, whether you are managing your mind or your mind is managing you. Two are different. You are not your body, you are not your mind. Do you agree? So when you are not your body, when you are not your mind, whether you are managing your body or your body is managing you. Body means your senses. Suppose you feel that, there is some good smell came. Oh, I wanted to eat. It's a very good, it's a delicious, it seems like delicious smell. You wanted to eat. So that means your smell, your whatever that you are perceiving through the smell of nose, that got impacted and it is driving you to go and eat. That means you are not in control. You are in control of your senses. You are not controlling your senses. So similarly, here, are you controlling your thinking, or are you driven by, are you driving your thinking, or the thinking is going by your nature, other by senses? So this is what we have. That is the human thinking. So it is done when you can do, when you can control your thinking, when you are actually holding the steady light of intelligence. When you are holding steady light of intelligence, then you focus the mind on the subject. You will focus mind on a subject that you wanted to have it. Subject in the sense, not here the thinking and anything that you wanted to have it, right? So you will be focusing on that particular subject. There are so many people you will see in the temples, right? Anybody go to the temple, why? They wanted to see the God. They wanted to see the God, worship God, gratitude, give the gratitude to God. This is the purpose, whole purpose of going to the temple. Anybody, for that reason only they will go. But the moment they go, the friends will come. There are so many other persons will come. Their dresses will be beautiful. Their jewelry will be beautiful. Your mind is dragging towards that. And you started discussing. You must have seen so many people will start discussing on those things. And they talk about it. Why? Because even though they went with an aim, they could not hold the light of intelligence steadily on their aim. So their senses are dragging their mind. This is what the human thinking called. It may be, that is what I'm saying, it may be active or it may be passive. We will talk about later what is an active thinking and what is passive. But this is the human thinking. Suppose if you are actually focusing on one particular thing, focusing on your aim whenever you go, then your focus will be there. That is what here, when you have to learn the way you think also. The thinking on destiny says the way you have to think, right? You should not just casually take anything. Even your thinking, your thoughts, you should not take casually. The moment you get up in the morning, where your mind is going on, how actually is the mind is in control of you, or are you able to control your mind, or you are going after your senses and your thinking is taking you? That is the very purpose that we need to understand. So if you are going away by whatever the thinking, then you are in the body mind state. You are in the body mind state. The 7 minds that we learn, the lowest mind is body mind state. So you are in the body mind. Body, whenever it is taking, you are taking. Body is nothing but the senses and all those things, right? Wherever the senses is dragging, you are going up. That means you are in the body mind state. So you are not holding the, you are with the diffuse light. You are not holding the light of intelligence. The thinking must be steady. Once your thinking is steady, so you will channel through the let me see. This is a human thinking. So hold a steady holding of the conscious light of the intelligence on the subject of thinking. It is intentional. It is self-moved, not moved by the nature. It is not moved by nature. This is not moved by your senses or anything. It is, you have to be, hold that conscious light. Can do only with the clear light of intelligence. Reason by its mind focuses on the subject. So when you are focusing on that particular one subject, suppose usually people will say before the exams, we all experienced this. When the exams are coming, before that you won't understand the subject, but before the exams, when you study, everything you can understand. You are able to follow everything. You will understand. You will go and write the exams. Why it is happening? Because you are focusing on the subject. Whatever that subject that you are actually doing it, you are focusing on that. Because of that, you are able to do that. Before that, your mind is going everywhere. You are not holding light that steadily. You are not holding that light of intelligence. Because of that, you are not able to understand. When the time pressure comes, or when the exams, or when some deadline is coming, then you will focus more on it. If that thinking is there from the beginning, how nice it will be. Okay, anything, study creates a channel through which the light is conducted. So whenever you are actually focusing on an object, like in the figure it is showing, right, that creates a channel to that channel. So that light will go on the subject. So even last week, I showed you some of the examples, right? Some the MS Dhoni, cricket, he focused, that is his focus. Ambani, he focused to become a rich. He don't want to be there in the poor. He wanted to improve his life. So he focused there. So, Abdul Kalam, he focused on the research area. So he did. So they focused on that particular area. So they hold the study of light steadily, so they can go there. Okay, that is the human thinking. I just the heading was not right. Then coming to the real thinking. Next, come to the real thinking. What is the real thinking? So, okay, here is the human thinking. When you are steadily holding the light, then you can do the right things. The thinking of the knower is the conductor along with the light comes to the noetic. Because when you are doing the thinking of the knower comes from the noetic atmosphere, and that light you are holding. So when you are holding that light, the real thinking comes. The real thoughts comes. The real thoughts, what he is saying is, real thoughts will make no destiny of their creators. Destiny here in the sense, whatever you do as with your thoughts or with your deeds, whatever you do will make you a destiny or will make you a karma baggage, right? You'll agree, right? So whatever that you do, it is coming. But when you are doing a real thinking, that will not make any destiny for you. Why? When you are doing a real destiny, because real thinkers will not think anything selfishly. Their thinking will not have anything. It won't be anything selfish. Their interest is not a selfish interest. When they are doing a real thinking, real thoughts leads thinker from bondage to freedom. Whenever your thinking is not a real thinking, human thinking, this is my son, I need to do something for my daughter, for my son, my thing, this is my money, this is my home. There is a boundaries that you are creating, and you are actually doing human thinking. So human thinking is creating you the bondage. It is giving you the more bondage, more karmic bondage it is also giving. But real thoughts are not like this. So those real thoughts leads to the thinker from bondage to the freedom. So they will be the freedom. They will give they'll give the freedom. They'll give the freedom from the thoughts. Okay. Reality. So in reality, so whenever you are doing that real thinking, right, you are actually holding the subject of thinking, you are holding the study light, and you are gaining a knowledge with the justice, with the knowledge you are doing, and he conceived the thought and carries it from its conception to completion, from the thought, from conception of the thought to the completion of the thought. Suppose example, ideas of Plato, whatever the ideas of Plato are, eternal life, St. Paul's teachings, or Bhagavad Gita teachings, all these thoughts, whatever the thoughts that they have got, and they do not have any call, because they got eternal. They thought of a real thinking. So because of that, they are able to give such a profound knowledge to us. Okay, so these are all the real thinkers. So these real thinkers will not have any karmic bondage, any bondage. They will not get it. Those who conceived and gave birth to these thoughts did a real thinking, and those at the time the thoughts are created. So when those thoughts are created, they really did a real thinking. At the time, sometimes these real thoughts will be created or born in some other ways also. Suppose, let us take in this modern world, when you are created, so much imagination you did it, that really you wanted to. So you wanted to do some good entertainment for the kids. Your thoughts. So those whoever think, they created the Superman, they created the Monopoly, they created so many Disney characters. These are also. It is not that they wanted to. They may be feeling later. It may be going to the entertainment. It may go into the business. But this is also the creation. So they wanted to do that something in entertainment. They are able to do the creation. It is not for their kids or anything. It is for the entire thing. So that kind of thing. Not only the Plato thoughts or St. Paul's thoughts or Bhagavad Gita thoughts. Those are also a modern world the way of thinking. But these real thoughts have an existence independent of those who created. Really, can you say who created the Superman? We may forget it. Nobody, I don't know how many of us we know that who created the Superman character or who created the Disney characters, but we forget it. But those characters remain, those things remain there, independent of those who created it. Whoever is created, they are still there, independent of that. Real thoughts make no destiny for their creators. As I told you, the real thoughts will not create any destiny, because their thoughts are creating. They are not created for the results. Those who created the Superman, they didn't expect that all the things. Those who created so many slokas or some Bhagavad Gita, all those things, they didn't expect so much to go or anything. But later it is useful to this thinking of destiny. When Percival written, whatever the knowledge he gained through that wisdom, whatever the knowledge he is getting, he just dictated it and he published the book. Only one book he did it. Okay, whatever the knowledge he got it, he never expected that the result it should reach so many people or anything, because he got the knowledge. He thought he has to pen down and give it to the society. That's all. When they will use it, it was written long back, but now if you see, only nowadays many people, if you even the YouTube, if you search other books, you can see so many things. But this book, very less things, less people. Things only you can see those things. But other people, other books, if you see, there are so many people have written the reviews and talked about the book and all, because he never expected all these results. What he has done is he got some knowledge, he has given. So this is the real thinking. Human thinking is quite different from real thinking. So now you understand, like, human thinking is a very different from the real thinking. Human thinking was not clear. It was done with the diffuse light. That's why I just put the very dim light. Okay. It was done with the diffuse light. Body mind is active. When you are doing a human thinking, your body mind is active. The lowest form of the mind, body mind, is so active. Mental operations do not work together. Actually, you're thinking that you are thinking, but thinking with the body mind. You're not thinking with the real mind. Okay. this was perpetuated and influenced by the various opposite desires. Let us take a simple example. Whenever you want to, suppose you are writing an exam, you are writing a competition, or you are going for an interview, let us take, because it may be related to everyone. So you wanted to achieve something in your career, you are just going for an interview for a higher position that you wanted to aspire to be. So while going an interview, you should have only one thought, that is, I will be successful. So for to become a successful, whatever I can do, whatever the questions they may ask, whatever the subject that I have to learn it. But what you are releasing, one side you are releasing a thought that I wanted to get the good one, and the other side you are releasing a doubtful thought, opposite thought. I may be failing. I may not have enough experience. I don't know if I ask this. So many opposite thoughts you are actually releasing. Which thought the universe has to take it? You are releasing a positive thought that you wanted to get it. You are releasing a negative thought saying that you may not, because you are doubting yourself. This is a problem with many people. They wanted to do something. Put all your efforts, 100%, give your 100% there and try for it. Don't even think about the negative result. Why you are releasing the other thoughts, right? So here, body, mind, because you are influenced by all these things, you are just releasing the various opposite desires also. Human is attached to the object of thinking and result of his thought, because always you are attached with the result, because you are thinking, okay, if I get it, what will happen? If I don't get it, what will happen? Because your thinking is always with the result. Because of that result, we are actually stuck with the human thinking. We are not able to go beyond we are not able to tap the knowledge that we already have it. We are in the doer stage. Human thinking means we are in the doer stage only. If you go to the thinker stage, you are able to tap the people. Thinker is not associated with your body. Thinker is not in touch with the body. You have to go in a deep in order to get that thinking. Passive thinking is a play of desires around or within the body mind in a diffuse light of intelligence. Body mind is active. Mental operations do not work together, being perpetuated. Okay, this one we did it. Passive thinking was aided by memories, sense of impressions, which are transmitted from breath form to engage the desires of the play. Suppose here, example, you are actually in the class or something. Some phone call came, something got triggered. What will happen? And your mind is totally going off. Or some call, you cut the call. Somebody called it, you cut the call because you are in the class. But still, because after seeing that particular name or whatever that is associated, right, your thinking is going away with it. Because your body mind is so active that your passive thinking is going on. You don't want to think actively, but your mind is going after, oh, this person did that, this person did this, why he is calling, why she is calling, if she asked that, what should I do? Because even though you are here, but your mind passively thinking all other things. Involuntary things. Involuntary, you are actually doing it. Involuntary impressions are serving as a passive thinking. There are impressions which, because on the object or on the thing, right? Something you have some impressions within you, and then you are actually started thinking that. Or sudden noise, sudden contact. Suddenly you saw a person when you go to the market or when you go somewhere, you saw the person. So with all the emotions, with all the things that are there, it's a remembering, or you remember something suddenly. So all these things is leading to passive thinking, because without even you knowing it, right? Without knowing it, your mind is going there. Your mind is going there and thinking so many things about it, about that object, about that person or anything. So these are all the passive thinkings. Okay. Here is the thing. Suppose if you are doing a passive thinking, so your mind will be like this. If you are actually doing an active thinking, at least you will focus on one particular thing and you have some orderly things. If you are passive thinking, so many ways your mind will go. That is the human thinking, right? So many ways your mind is going. You may say that it is humanly, it is a common. When I'm doing a work where I may get a call from my kid and I may be thinking about my kid's school, all the things. Maybe it is all, you feel that it's a common, but it is not common. That's what, if phone call comes, answer it and then close the call and then focus back. Because when you are at work, when you are doing something, focus on that. When you are actually focusing actively on that particular task, instead of doing a 2 hours of task, you can do complete in 1 hour. And still you have 1 hour, you can do the other tasks. We, especially the women, we feel that we are very good at multitasking and we try to do the so many thinkings. What is happening is we are straining ourselves. Actually the brain do not have the capacity of doing 2 things at a time. Only thing is, even if you are thinking multitasking, you are actually switching that microsecond. This microsecond you are thinking one thing, the second microsecond you are thinking other thing. So you are switching between the 2-3 thoughts. So when you are switching continuously between 2-3 things, what will happen? Your mind will get struck and it will be like the first picture. When you're focusing on the one of the thing, right, that will become the like a second picture. See here. When you are focusing mind, how it is. When you are diffuse thinking, how the mind is. So many things it is there. Okay. Active thinking is an effort to focus and hold steadily the light of intelligence diffused in the mental atmosphere on the subject of thinking. In the atmosphere, you have that. So you have to steadily hold it. Now why I came. When you go to the temple, why I came for the temple. Even if you see something, don't talk about it. Don't even focus your mind. Don't even try to diffuse your mind, or don't even try to divert your mind to something else. You came for a purpose, fulfill that purpose. You need not sit there for hours together. You focus 10 minutes on the God, give your gratitude and come back. So you have to, you need to focus, place an effort in order to do the active thinking. If you are not focusing, you need, for an active thinking, you have to have a focus. For a passive thinking, anyway, body mind is active and it is going after your senses, and you can get it. So that is not the thing. Uses one or more of the 3 minds. Body mind uses 1 or more of the 3 minds. What are the 3 minds? First 3 minds: body mind, feeling mind, and desire mind. Okay, one of the 3 minds it will leave. Thinker is the part of the triune self which is really thinking. Thinker is not there in the body. Thinker is next level. Doer, in the doer portion, thinker is not there. Thinker is there in the triune self, and then is the knower, right? So doer portion, in the doer portion, the thinker is not. Whatever we think is thinking is only the human thinking. If you really want to think it, you need to go to the real thinking. If you really want to do the real thinking, at least you need to go to the thinker portion. If you go to the thinker portion, then only you can just do that. So thinker portion, is it available for the body? It is not available. So you have to steadily hold the light of intelligence. Then only you will be able to focus on that. Then only you will be able to think right. Then only you will be able to go to the triune self. You will be able to tap your knowledge from the knower. Here, see, focused. You have to concentrate. So focused mind, see, only one. You are focusing on one thing. Suppose diffused mind, we are going everywhere. Focused mind is conscious mind. It executes. It's study, concentrated. Okay. The diffuse mind is connecting with your senses. It is connecting. It is innovating. It's connecting. It is in the relaxed and subconscious mind. It is there. So this is the difference. Focused and diffuse thinking. That is the difference. Okay. So thinker. So now we are saying that we have to tap to the thinker, because we have to go to the ultimately, triune self is the one we need to reach, right? So we need to reach from the doer. If we want to reach, then we have to, the next position is thinker. We have to go to the thinker portion, because the next portion is a thinker. So how? Thinker is where? Thinker is there in the mental atmosphere. It's not in the physical atmosphere. Thinker is there in the mental atmosphere. Thinker, only the part it contacts the doer is the human through the heart and lungs and works through the brain. So how the thinker can come? It can contact the human being through heart, through lungs, and works through brain. This is what he is saying. There are nerves in the brain and spinal cord which belongs to the thinker, but practically unused. Mostly, many of us, we are not using those things that thinker can come in touch with us. So there are nerves which we are actually having, the thinker can use it, but those nerves we are not using it. So that is why we are not able to reach to the light of it. Okay. Okay. So when physical things, when physical things are felt, where you are feeling, when your physical things are feeling, you are feeling through your senses or skin, distinctly with your skin or affected organs. If you are seeing eyes, or if you are smelling nose, if you are hearing ears, okay, if you are eating some taste, or if you are feeling through skin. So with the help, physical things can be located or distinctly with your senses. Psychic things are located in your heart. Actually, you can feel the pit of the stomach, or the pit of the stomach, or sometimes it is a sexual organs. That is a psychic things. If there is anything, just to feel relaxed and remember with your loved ones or with your things. So whatever the things that is, so you are feeling, that feeling was with your heart. It's not the physical thing, okay? But your psychic things, that is, you are feeling about the loved ones, or the good times that you had, or the bad times, or the, the angry times, whatever it is, right? Whenever you are feeling that, you are feeling that pain or pleasure or through your heart, and that will show that the now those feelings will show the other organs. So whenever you get so much angry, right, you feel like your blood pressure will increase, all the things. Even if you recreate the situation also, you will feel like, some people will tell, oh, that person told me like this, how can she do that? So when they're explaining itself, their voice will change, their blood pressure will change, because they are recreating that situation by having those same psychic thing, same situation they are repeating. That is a psychic thing. But when you feel mentally, suppose if you feel something mentally, right? So no feeling, whatever that you are feeling, that no feeling or recognition, even location. So you will not feel anything location, you'll not feel anything in the mental. Suppose feel something mental, you wanted to, okay, I want to do something real thinking. So when you are doing thinker portion, when you are actually doing it, right? Okay, so she told, okay, these are the thinkings, right? I need to learn something. Okay, I have to read this book again so that I may be understanding these things better. Or I wanted to apply for a job, right? So I need to learn these concepts. So some the real thinking kind of thing. When you are doing it, no organ will get affected, because that is where you are steadily holding and you are thinking with the help of the thinker. Your body mind is not active there. So when your body mind is not active, when you are trying to get hold of the light and thinking, you are studying. You are not thinking. Your thinker portion is coming from the triune self. It is not using your body. So it is coming in touch with your heart and lungs. But this actually, whatever the unused nerves, right? It may be using it, but it is not affected by your physical physical things. That is what you have to remember. If the nerves of the thinker were into use, it would be an airiness in the body and lightness in the bones, and the people could converse by thinking without words. That is what he is saying. Suppose if that thinking comes, if that thinker portion thinking, if you are able to think, then what will happen? Where is this showing? Actually, you feel so light. You feel so good. When the clarity of thought comes, right? You feel that you wanted to do something. You just close your eyes and you are thinking. When the clarity of the thought comes, you feel so light. Oh, okay, now I can do this. Because you take the help of the thinker, or you are trying to tap the knowledge that is there within you, whatever the knowledge, thinker portion, from that you are using it. You are actually getting in touch with that mental atmosphere thinking, not the body mind thinking. Okay, in that phase you feel so light, you feel so good. Okay, that is what you can observe, that whether you are doing a real thinking or not. Body mind is used. When the body mind is used, right or wrong calculations, measurements, comparisons, will come. So that will leads to pain or pleasure whenever you are using a body mind, right? So either you will get pain or you may get the pleasure, because if something per result is positive, then you will get pleasure. If result is negative, then you will get the pain. Okay. Nerves are numbed with the cold. So whenever you are doing this, now all the things will happen. So then what will happen? So that is with the body mind, right? Next thinking is rightness and reasoning. So body mind, feeling, and desire mind. So these are the three minds that you have with the body. So next level is rightness and reasoning. Okay. Rightness and reasoning, when it is located in the heart. The reason is active in the lungs. Okay. Rightness is located in the heart and reason is located in the lungs. Lungs portion it is. The knower stands behind the thinker and the doer. Suppose here, if you say, right, see here in this picture, that is the reason I just kept it. Here is a doer, the Arjuna. The thinker, whoever is actually human form, it is standing. The knower portion is there, simply watching. So the thinker communicates and acts according to the knowledge of the knower. The thinker in between, this thinker here is the Krishna, whoever is teaching, he is a thinker who communicating the knowledge from the knower. He is communicating the knowledge, whatever that he got from the knower, who issues no orders. He is just communicating. They will not issue any order for any one of us, for every one of us. Whenever we are doing some task, the knower portion will always come and tell, this is right. You can do it. No. In this way, this is wrong. You may say that it is a manasakshi or self-conscious, whatever you call it. So that knower portion is there within you. Somebody need not come and tell you this is right, this is wrong. No one need not explain. So that is there within you. That will explain within you. So whenever you can capture that particular thing, you are able to understand, because that knower portion within you, it can tell you whether it is a right or wrong. The thinker communicates. Actually here, when you are actually tapping the knowledge, the thinker is communicating the knowledge from the knower. Where he is tapping, all knowledge is there within you. That knower portion is there. That knower portion is taking and it is communicating. What he is saying is, this knower portion will not give you any instructions, will not tell you that you do this, you do this. You'll only communicate the knowledge. This is right, this is wrong, or this is in this. So he will give you the knowledge, whether you are taking it or not. Okay. But whether you are with the body mind you are thinking, or whether you are going and tapping that mental atmosphere thinking, it is up to you, because doer is always having a free will. Remember that. Doer is always having a free will. It is not that somebody will come and tap on you and do the thing. Even though that the thing is coming, the knowledge is coming, whether you are acknowledging it or not, it's up to you. Doer knows practically nothing about thinker. He doesn't know. Doer is thinking, oh, in my mind I am thinking, okay, let me kill that thought. And actually the thinker portion, the knower portion, the knowledge is coming to you. It is saying you to go in the right direction, do a right part, the right thing, it is saying. But because the being a doer, you don't know, you don't know that there is all the knowledge is within you, and there is a thinker portion that is trying to give you. The doer doesn't know. Thinker has no direct relation to the nature. The thinker and nature, there is no direct. It will always tell the right thing only, except through the body mind, which lets it there to use the purpose of controlling the body and the nature through senses. Thinker relates to intelligence, manner of speaking. It walks the lights of intelligence. It walks the light. It does the through the light of intelligence. It does it. It is walking with the light, because thinker is giving you the light when you are actually doing it. It is giving some light. It is throwing some light on the steadily on the light. It is trying to tell you that what is right. It is trying to give you the harmony to your thinking. But if you use your body mind is always going with your senses. Remember, always it is going with your senses. It is always trying to control a thing. The thing here is, thinker and knower know everything, but they are not controlling anything. They are just giving you the they're giving you some thoughts, the intuition or whatever the way, they're just giving you the thought. They're trying. If you acknowledge and if you just proceed with that line, then you may be doing it. If you're not acknowledging, if you are using free will and if you are going, here the senses are trying to control you. The body mind is trying to control you because the body mind is always active. It is always trying to dominate you. It's always trying to tell you that what to do, what not to do, what to eat, what to hear, listen, everything. It is always trying to do that. So that is the body mind. A thinker guides, because here actually a thinker, what it is doing is a thinker is guiding you with the cyclical thoughts. There are so many thoughts in the mental atmosphere. He is trying to give you that cyclical thoughts and say, this is right, go in this path, or do this. It is from the mental atmosphere it is trying to give. Therefore, a destiny of the human being is directly dispensed to it by part of very self, the thinker, who is holding the light of intelligence. So that is what it is doing it. If we use the less of the body mind, if you are using the more of the thinker portion, then you can actually go and tap the knowledge. Go use that reasoning and righteousness. You can tap the knowledge because you are actually tapping the real thinker. You are not using your body mind thinker. You are actually taking the real thinker. If you use the less of your body mind, you can seek the relation to the noetic, mental and psychic things. So those things you can seek the thing. Use the less of body mind, use less of your senses. Everything do with the with your thinking, with your real thinking. All instances use words suggested by the feelings and desires. Mental actions are translations of the acts and states that the life plane of the physical world. What he is saying is, in the physical world, there are so many words. For anything, we have some word, some feeling, we have word. But these mental thing, these real thinking or a real knower portion, even we are lack of the words because so many people have not experienced those things, because so many people are not tapping that thinking, real knowledge. So the words are also less. You may feel a bit of the portion, if you are actually thinking with the thinker portion, you may use the words such as conscious, understanding, comprehension, attention, intuition, intelligence, enlightenment, or hunger for the knowledge. So these are all the words which you can use when you are actually trying to tap the thinking. So when you are trying to tap the knower portion, you don't have any words because no one went to that stage and actually experienced and wrote those things, right? So that is what he is saying. Transcendental activities are treated as extensions of physical and psychical things. So those who have gone, no one in the sense you may say that all these people, they didn't go, they went. But the thing is, when they went into that bliss, it is a blissful state. They are in the knower portion, it is in the blissful state. So they always say that, okay, go to that state, and because they didn't even need of the words. They don't need to express or anything, right? So these are when you are actually going something like, so when I'm learning something, I feel, oh, I learned this, I experienced this, I wanted to. But when I'm totally in a blissful state, I don't need to explain anybody or anything, right? I will just happily simply enjoy those things. Okay. Yeah, just I recapped the 7 minds. The first mind is the body mind, the lowest mind, and the mind of the feeling and body, and the senses, that is feeling and body mind, and the mind of desires, desire mind, feeling mind, body mind, and desire mind. These are the 3 are the one which are in connection with the body, in connection with the body, and it is always serving the doer portion, and it is always trying to drag. So these are the 3 minds. And next thinker minds are the mind of reason, the mind of righteousness. These are the thinker mind. Knower mind is the mind of selfness, the mind of I-ness. These 4 minds are not connection with the doer in the body. If you want to get it, you consciously steadily hold the light of intelligence. You need to be actively thinking. You have to be focused. Then only you will be able to go and tap this righteous and reasoning mind. Okay, righteous mind. let us take passive side, right? Righteous mind, passive side. Human righteous is diffuse light of mental atmosphere. So because we have that, all of us are with the diffuser light, right? So when you are, whatever that you are actually thinking, that righteousness is in the diffuser light. So whenever you started thinking of it, you have some spark, which is pure light spark. That is, you are the custodian of that particular spark when you are thinking really. When thinking right, that spark glows, that spark shows right. It will be like a spark is like a flame, right? Flame of the candle. You feel that flame of the candle represents a rightness, righteousness, and it's not the calm. It's a right. It flickers because the desire rushes into the heart and agitates the flame so as to disturb thinking. Because when some thought came, you immediately your mind, your real thinking is saying that that is not right. You don't do that. That harms so many people. That is not the thing. Something like that. Then you are saying that no, your real thinking, your desired thinking is coming. Whatever happened to others, I don't mind. It is good for my son. It is good for my daughter, or it is good for my son, myself. When I being a parent, what I'm doing is right. So you are coming to the human mind. You're coming to the human mind and you are actually doing it. If you are actually going to the thinker portion of it, then you will think in a different way. So your thinker portion is coming. Whenever that comes, there is a light spark will be there. That light of the spark will be there. That spark is actually trying to glow, but your body mind is coming, and whenever your body mind is coming, that whatever that flame, right, it gets dimmed. It will switch off. Whether if you dominate your mind, if you dominate your body mind, you can spark that light. You can do that light and then do it. So I'll just give you a small example that I just recently come across. I always be usually me as a person, I don't like the return gifts concepts. So here, if you say that don't do your son's birthday, don't do your daughter's birthday, nobody will listen, right? At least what I try to do is don't give the return gifts. Return gifts concept became like too much nowadays. For every puja, for every small thing, we are doing it. So don't give the return gifts. At least in place of the return gift, do something back to the society. Something back to the society, and tell your son or a daughter, on the name of your birthday, we did this. So many people, I told many persons, many people, they'll say yes, but they will do, because whenever they do, why you did this? I'm just throwing in the garage. If I say that, oh, because my daughter, friends are asking, or my daughter is asking, all the things, because you are going away, you are carried out away with your senses. Because somebody else is doing, your senses, right? It is actually carrying out. Because your daughter may ask, why don't you explain that, right? So yeah, with one friend from here, we both went to India. So we had a function, like I had my function for my mother-in-law. So previous day, as I told you, the return gift concept, I don't like. Previous day, I gave whatever the food or clothes to people who are actually needy. At the same time, every birthday for me, I always say I don't accept gifts, but still some of the friends will give. So what I'm doing is I'm converting that into money and sponsoring to a kid in the India. So that kid, I met with I met these people in her presence. So when that kid came, I just, we are designing so many clothes to our kids, right? I designed one dress for her and I gave it to her. Has a twins, so both they came. When they wore the dress, and when I was taking them to the 5-star restaurant, when and along with me when I took them, my friend who came with me, she realized, now I understood why you are actually saying that, because the spark within them, right? How many dresses you give to your own kids, you will not get that spark, because they feel that they deserve it. Their parents are earning. They have to give it to us. What they will do? That kind of attitude, that kind of thinking, we just made them do it. So because of that, they will not feel anything. Even if you buy 10,000, 20,000 dress, you will not see that sparkness. But when I give that dress to them and when I take them to the restaurant, then my friend realized, you always say this, but we find some ways to skip whatever you say. But when they saw that real thinking, right, it is actually opening. So when that, because when they saw or experienced that, whatever, I feel that the spark came into that flame. If it was not influenced by their daughter wishes or their son wishes, they will continue to do it. So they may say that instead of that, we may want to do that something, right? But in a long run, what I say is, whatever we do, if we want our kids to be a good citizens, we should be a good citizen. We should do that real thinking. What I'm not saying what I did is a great thing. I'm just taking an example, right? Because when you show that, when you experience that, only people are able to understand. So when we ourselves, when we are in 40s, only when we see, when we can understand, how do our kids, they are in teens, how do they will understand without we doing it, without we showing them an example, how without we thinking to the thinker portion, how they can go. If we are with the body mind, they will be with the body mind, they will be more with desire mind, body mind, that much only, because everybody's body mind is so active. So when you are not going to the beyond your body desire mind, if you are stuck with the body feeling and desire mind, they will also get stuck with that. That is what I'll try to. So always see that whenever you are doing it, right, you are doing some work, you feel inner happiness. That is the flame. Try to understand where you are getting that flame, where you are actually able to trigger that flame. So when you are able to see that flame, that is the thing that you have to do it. So nobody need not tell. Go to that reasoning mind, go to that logic mind and see that flame at the light. Then you can do. When the subject of thought has a no moral aspect, it is related to measuring, not connected with emotions, the flame in the heart will be steady. Still thinking begins. If not correct flame, if not correct, the flame flickers. So then it will be flicker. So when if it is not, that is why I'll give you one more example. There is a problem. Let us take your friend got some problem. Okay, your friend is getting stumbled. She's not able to think. She's crying or something. But you, whoever is the friend who is there, you will be able to give the solution properly. Why? The reason is that friend is with the emotion. She is thinking only with that feeling mind, with the body mind. But you are not affected because that impact will not be there much on you. You are able to hold steadily the light and you are able to think of the solution instead of getting into the problem, getting into the emotion. Similarly, for anything, if you are not actually getting into the emotion wise, then you are able to act, you are able to hold that light and you are able to do that. You are able to think more correctly. We use mind, the body mind, that is the lower of the 7 minds. Other 6 minds has the 6 aspects of the triune self. All other 6 minds are having 6 aspects of triune self. Feeling mind, that whatever that we have, which is the feeling should think. Feeling mind, which feeling we should think. Know the feeling itself. Apart from your body, know the feeling, which feeling you should feel. The relation between your thinker and knower to that particular feeling. Any feeling. Suppose a kid come, you wanted to feed. If your kid, you are feeding differently. If your neighbor kid come, you are feeding differently. What is that feeling is right feeling? You should treat both of them equally. That your triune self always says. Okay, hold that feeling, which is the right feeling. What the triune self, that knower portion will always tell. Desire mind, which desire is the right desire. Whether this desire is the right one, whether I can get it or not. What is that relationship with the triune self? And used by the doer. So used whenever the things that are used, right? So what is the right feeling? What is the thing that is used by the doer? Then the other things are mind of rightness, mind of reason, mind of I-ness, mind of selfness. These 4 things are not used by the doer. Those 3, mind, feeling, desire, are used by the doer. These 4 are not used by the doer. So human active thinking is an interaction between the rightness and the mind, or the rightness and the mind are the minds, which the doer makes the effort to hold the light of intelligence steadily on the subject. Will the doer hold the light steadily, the rightness shows whether or how far it is correct or incorrect. When you are holding the light, it will always shows you how far you are right, where you are wrong. So that reasoning portion will come into the thing. So I'll stop here as the lack of them. I couldn't, only half of the section 3 I have completed. So we'll complete then next. So let me stop here and I can take some questions. How did, is it, did I go fast or is it?
No, very wonderful, nice explanation. All these 7 minds, how to stop. Basically, we need to stop or lower our desire mind, feeling mind, and the body mind.
Exactly.
And go higher up to the thinker and knower, especially thinker that takes us to knower. Yeah, very well explained. Only the thing is, in such situations, the example you gave, when the person who comes to us with a problem, who is in body, mind with emotions, other person can give because we are not in that situation with the body, mind.
Mm-hmm.
So we can understand better and give some solace and some solution to the other person. That's because it is not interfering. Body, mind is not interfering.
Mm-hmm.
When we are giving advice, that's a very good example. But my question is, suppose in a situation, when there is a problem, dilemma, how do we get through that, stopping our body, mind in that situation, or feeling a desire mind? Because generally, when there's a dilemma, always we think, very nervous.
Yeah, means you think very nervous means you are actually going to the physical human thinking.
Yeah.
Nervous things will come only when you go to the human body. You are thinking. You think whether your thinking was affected by any person, any object, any other person's feelings, any other person's words. You think all those things.
All sensory.
You are affected with all the senses. Right? Then you are affected with the body mind. So think of, let us say somebody told you something, Balagaru. So because of that, your mind got affected. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, your mind got affected. So you just leave that thing, leave that particular person aside. Leave the person aside. That he or she commented something on you. Think of that comment. Forget about the person. Leave the person. If that comment is, whether is it applicable to you or not first.
Okay.
Think whether it is applicable to you or not. If it is applicable, try to correct it.
Okay.
If it is not applicable, you are not
Ignore.
that. You are not that.
Yeah.
Somebody sees from their perspective.
Yeah.
Somebody sees from their perspective. Because of that only they are able to see. See, so many people actually says that, okay, they are jealous of you. People will talk, right? Oh, they are jealous of me. I don't want to show. They are jealous of doing things. I don't want to show. These people will say. What I off late when I actually show coolly when I was observing, right? The persons who are saying, they are actually feeling jealous of others.
That's a reflection.
That's a reflection because of their reflection of the thoughts, right? Because of that thoughts only they are coming. Because recently, because when I traveled, recently I traveled a lot and I just post all the pictures. Because it is not that I just wanted to show off or anything. It is all depends, right? For me, it is not that show off. I just did something. I just wanted to show my family, friends, what I did it. Okay, I will post it. I don't care who liked it, who doesn't like it, who commented it. That if I care it, then I'm in the loop of the other things. So that is not the thing. So, but because of that, one of my friends, oh, why do you post it? Everybody is feeling jealous of you because you are traveling you are enjoying it. I said, it's fine. That is okay. Because many of my cousins, when I go to India, Akka, we wanted to study like you. We wanted to explore the world like you. So they are taking that inspiration. So because of that, I'm doing it. So there are so many people who take that inspiration, right? 1 or 2 people, I don't care, whatever the thing, right, that they are doing. So immediately something. So the other day, the same person, when I'm conversing, oh, you went to India, what you bought, I said something, I bought this. Oh, you got so much money, that's why you got it. So immediately means, even though she is saying that other people are actually jealous, she is jealous.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a reflection. So if you are not feeling, if you are feeling good about others, you don't feel that others are feeling jealous about you.
Yeah, that is how we that is how we reason it out.
Yes, that's how we reason out. That is why whenever some feeling, some stress comes, leave out that person.
Yeah.
Leave out that person. Because whenever that person says, I didn't feel bad, I just retrospected. Okay, so she is feeling jealous. That is why immediately she put that. So whenever I am feeling bad about others, I forget about that person. Whenever I am feeling bad, or whenever I am doing something, some emotion about the others, maybe I have that emotion. It is a reflection of my emotion. How do I correct it? So from that incident, I learned this. Maybe because I have something, so that is why I'm able to see
learn
that quality from the others. So I have to correct that from within myself, where I am getting, because usually you don't get it that we think that we are always righteous. We are doing very good. Other person is only wrong. That is the problem with us.
Yeah.
So when we understand that we are the reflection, other person is a reflection of our thoughts, that particular understanding itself will change the whole life.
Yes.
Change the whole conscious understanding or conscious thinking will come.
That is true.
Then I don't have any problem with the other lady, right? Then I don't have any problem. And that incident gave me retrospect myself and improve better me. Tomorrow I can be better me. I'm learning. Yes.
Yeah. That's very good. Wonderful. Yeah. Thanks, Prasanna.
Welcome. Wonderful session, Prasanna garu. It's it helped me so by presenting all the presentation what you presented. So it's real thinking. So we're supposed to think like that, but we are in body mind or feeling mind, desire mind. Naturally, it gives us lower energies. So whenever we are in righteous mind and thinker level, so when we think from that perspective, we get right solutions. So many examples you given. So if you react or if you get reflection, that's all. It's holding same emotion in you.
Yes.
Same emotions, right? So that means it's a body mind. They are thinking in a human mind. You are also reacting, means we are also.
You are also in a human being. Human mind. You are also human mind. That's a clash.
Yeah, we should get that awareness and we should move on. It's not easy to move on. Right is thinking. We should raise our vibrations.
At least understanding. At least we should raise our vibration. You should understand conscious thinking, right? At least.
Yes.
Okay, they are at that level. Why do we worry about it? Usually, that is what the things will happen. Two things. One, if the other person commented, that quality may be within me. That is why I'm getting angry.
Yes.
Why that that quality is not within me? Why she has to comment? Two things will happen.
Yeah.
So one, when I know that the quality is within me, correct myself. When I know it is not there, just simply ignore it. It is her reflection of the thoughts. Forget it. Two things, simple, anything. In that case, you will not find any problem with anyone. Each one of us has the different levels of in the world. Not only economic stages in the different level. We are in the different levels of thinking. We are at the different levels of understanding. When we are at the different levels of understanding, you cannot expect that the same person should think. Do you expect a kid to understand the quantum physics?
No.
Or trigonometry? You don't think, because he is after like kindergartner, he will only knows that plus minus. That's what you are thinking. Here also the same thing. This thinking also, one person may be in the kindergarten, one person may be doing master's level, because of the number of incarnations and the number of how much that actually they are holding the steadily light in their life. It all depends. So
Yes.
we cannot compare one with another.
Yes,
You
yes.
cannot hold any grudge or anything. If you are holding, unnecessary, you are carrying their emotions with you. Don't carry that emotions. Just leave it. It is very easy to tell, but when it comes to the practical, that is why I said, when you go to India, I feel like it is a school. How much I left all my emotions, how much I am able to be happy in every situation, right? Because here we are just with the set of rules. We are just going with our routine. So nobody is actually from morning to evening. Unless I go out, nobody will come and dig me out. So then I don't. But in India, I meet every day. I meet n number of people. I meet their attitudes and all the things, right? So then it will be so much. Surprisingly, this time when I met my college people, all the talk went in this. Not only me, everybody. So I learned so many things from them, and I shared so many things, because it's a good that everyone is in the same path and talking about, each one is doing different things. I really enjoyed that thing, right? Because you started talking. Suppose you started talking about jewelry and saris, then you will get attracted only that kind of people.
Yes.
Only that kind of people only will come around you and do that. When you are talking about this, you are attracted to the different kind of people.
Yes, where you
Okay.
are focused, your energy goes, right? So
Energy goes.
naturally,
Yes.
so whatever you're teaching here, maybe this trip is given so much practical ground to you, I think.
Yes. Yeah, every time. And if you are trying to understand the people, right? If you try to understand the people, it will give you. The only thing is we will go with just light. Your body thinking, right? You won't give much attention over there. Any situation, if you are giving, really, I didn't carry anything, no negative feelings, no hard feelings on anybody this trip.
Wow, congrats.
No hard feelings. I just enjoyed with everybody, whatever the situations. If the situation is not in my favor, I just laughed at it.
Mm.
Okay, because they are at that level. What to do? What to say? When you go with the family, right? Obviously, you have to listen all kinds. There are people who want to poke you. Oh, this girl is so enjoying, so let me poke it. There are some people definitely will be there in the family, right? So their situations happen. It is not that nothing has happened. They have happened, but it is not touched my consciousness.
Yes, that is
Or
the
it does not affect my
Wow.
happiness. I could simply laugh and come. That's all.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah, hello, Prasanna.